Hi, how are you all doing? I hope you're watching my videos and I'm helpful to all of you. Class 10th is a board exam, children, so I'm trying to keep my videos very simple for all of you. Today I've come up with a chapter from our literature, from the diary of a young girl, which is written by Anne Frank. This is a very interesting chapter, children. As you see the title, from the diary of a young girl, that means there's a diary note in this chapter. This chapter has 6 characters, but 4 characters are important who have a major role in this story. First character is Annie herself, the person who's written this diary. She's a 13-year-old child, a Jewish girl, very intelligent, full of wisdom, and she has written this diary, which she calls Kitty. Second character is Mrs. Frank, Annie's mother. But Annie and her mother did not go along very well with each other because mother used to compare her every time with Margot. So they had conflicts always going on between them. Third character in the story, Mr. Otto Frank, Annie's father, a Jewish businessman who had a roaring business in Germany but had to leave that due to rise of Nazi power. The fourth character in the story is children, Mr. Casing. I consider Mr. Casing a very, very important character because he's the teacher and he teaches maths to Annie. While we go through the pages of this story, children, we come to know that Mr. Casing was a very irritable teacher. But by the end of the story, he's completely modified. So this story takes place at Amsterdam, where Annie Frank's entire family is hiding because of the rise of the Nazis' atrocities. Annie Frank gets this diary by her father, whom she adores the most in the family, loves him the most. He presents her a diary on her 13th birthday. Annie, as we see the story, was not opening up with more people. She was not revealing her heart, she was not talking her heart out to people around her family or her friends. So when her dad, her father, gave her this diary, she loved it. And she thought this outsider, that's the diary, could be her best friend. And she named the diary Kitty. That was her 13th birthday. This Kitty played a pivotal role in Annie's life, and she started writing in this diary. So that was the day when she realized that diary was very, very important for her, an important friend to her, a true friend to her, because she could pen down her thoughts, her ideas, whatever she had in her heart to this diary. Why did she do so, children? Why did she think that she could write everything in the diary? See, diary is very secretive. She could confide anything in the diary, and she knew that nobody would know about her secrets. Number second, she thought that if I tell people that I'm writing, nobody would be interested in her because she was just 13 years old and people would think that what would she write in the diary? That would not be interesting for other people to write. So each and every thought, whatever happened to her, what she observed outside, the Nazi atrocities, everything she penned down in this diary. While we go through the story, children, we also realize one more fact, that she was at cross with her mother because mother had a typical nature of comparing her to Margot, her sister. So she did not like interacting with her mother. That was another reason why she wrote the diary. She was more connected. She was more closer to her grandmother. And when her grandmother died, Annie lit a candle in her honor. And she says that she was the only person whom I love. And that is my love for her, the candle. She pays a tribute to her. In the initial years, I said they were in hiding. She used to go to a Montessori school till grade 6. This Annie, as I told you, children, was a very wise girl but was naughty, was talkative always. And when she was in school, she was not good at maths. So she had a fear of maths, whether she would pass or not. And the maths teacher, as I said at my opening remark, was Mr. Keesing. He would catch her at every point because she was very talkative, as is the nature of the teachers. Annie did not like Mr. Keesing, children, because he would always irritate her. And while she was talking one day, Mr. Keesing gave her the punishment of writing an essay on Chatterbox. When she got this punishment, she talked to her friend Suzanne and she said, these teachers are unpredictable persons in this world. Yes, indeed, children. It is true that you kids always talk about teachers like that. But we are not unpredictable. We don't want to bother children. We don't want to trouble children. It is just a matter of care that we are taking for children. So she wrote this essay on the Chatterbox, and she wrote 3 pages in that. And she explained very, very vividly in that why she is a chatterbox and why does she talk so much. So she says in her story about this chatterbox, she says that I have inherited this trait of talking from my mother. So this is a family characteristic. When Mr. Keesing read it in the class, he laughed, he made fun of her. And since he was agitated, he was annoyed with Annie, he gave her another punishment. Punishment about what? Again about writing children. And the punishment was this time that she had to write on incorrigible chatterbox. Quack, quack, quack. Now this paranoid Annie, now this frustrated Annie, she talked her heart out to her friend Suzanne. And her friend was very good in composing poetry. She said, that's okay. This time, not the prose form, we'll do it in the poetry form. And she wrote the poem, and in that, she refers to the story as 3 ducklings who had the father duck, and the father duck bit her, the 3 ducklings, and put them to death. Mr. Keesing, when he read that, he was really shaken. And from that time onwards, children, he did not give her any punishment and allowed her to talk in the class. So that's the teacher's prerogative, children. Teachers never mean anything bad for children. They're always there to take care of you. Please don't mistake teachers that they have any animosity with you or they deliberately do that for you. But while we are reading this story, the point is, why did she write the diary? In her diary, she writes in one of the places, I wrote my feelings, my thoughts in this diary because I felt patience. Paper has more patience than people. This diary never tells me to stop. This diary never tells me that you are right and wrong. This diary never tells my secrets to anyone. This diary is me. That is Annie Frank with Kitty, my friend, my best friend who knows my secrets. Children, that was the story. But she died at a very young age in the concentration camp. And when her father was the only sole survivor of the family. When her father went back, where they were originally hiding, he collected the stuff from there and he found Annie's diary there. To his surprise, when he read the pages of the diary, he found that his daughter was so full of wisdom, was so intelligent that she had penned down all her thoughts in the diary. He thought of getting it published because that would be a great tribute from a father to a wonderful daughter. He did that. And the story is before you. the history is before you. The best acclaimed writing piece is Annie Frank's From the Diary of the Young Girl Children. This is such a wonderful tribute from a father to the daughter, and it is translated in many, many languages. So that was the end of the story. And if we try to write the diary, children, that is our best friend, and that diary keeps our secret. I hope you will like the chapter when you read it, and my video will help you in understanding the chapter more. Before I close for the day, I have few important questions to do. The first question, why does she give a brief sketch of her family? I told you in the introduction part, she had thought that a 13-year-old girl writing something in the diary, people would not like it. So she wanted to keep it brief about the family, wanted to keep it very, very simple so that people could understand it. And when we go through this Annie Frank's book, we come to know how much intelligent this girl was. She has given everything very, very briefly, but she has made her understand everything which has been penned down there. Number second, what tells us that Annie loved her grandmother? See, grandparents are very close to everybody. So the line in the story when you read it, she lit a candle after her death in her honor to give her tribute that she had spent some years with her grandmother. The last question, how did Annie justify herself in the essay? Sorry. Annie justified herself in the essay when Mr. Casing gave her the essays to write. She very clearly mentioned in the essay that this trait of talking is taken over from my mother. So she gave this credit to her mother that this characteristic trait has been inherited by me through my mother. That was the end of the chapter, children. If you like it, please put your comments in the comment box, and that would help me to work more harder on these videos. Thank you very much, and God bless you.